Projection is really helpful to understand when you are deepening into what I call depth shamanism and when you're working with the priestess. If the priestess's role is to trigger you and to take you into your depths, you need first to have a very good understanding of projection. All of us, we will all do it. Jung said that the world is our projection screen. The world is our projection screen. And in some ways, like, we're never going to fully understand this. We're never going to be able to see things through your eyes, through my eyes, through the other person's eyes, because my life, my upbringing, my astrology, my me is different to you. It's like looking through a gauze of not only our flavors and our preferences and the things that are important to me are different to yours, but also looking through the gauze of my upbringing rather than looking through the gauze of your upbringing. And for us to become, say, if you're doing initiation work with me, maybe this is to know thyself more and to become a clearer channel for your work, for your energy. And to become a clearer channel, you need to understand your projections. You need to understand them, work with them, grieve through them, clear them so that you can become a clearer channel. It is also super helpful when you're working with anybody who does any depth work, when you're working with any priestess, when you are doing any shamanic work for you, or just living life when you're in relationships, for you to really understand your projection and how and where it came from, and to then be able to notice it when it slips in. So there's this great book, Marie-Louise von Franz, Projection and Recollection in Jungian Psychology. It's Reflections of the Soul. And I work through this quite regularly when I'm doing initiation work and all sorts of different things. So what she talks about in here is what I just said about this gauze of your upbringing. And what your primary caregivers have taught you, especially the things that you found traumatic, what they have taught you is to look for it in the world. So somebody, especially somebody in a position of power or authority, somebody, because they're going to be a reflection of and bring up your parents' stuff. So you think about your doctor, you think about your teacher, you think about your priestess, you think about your counselor. They are in a role where you are likely, subconsciously, and this is a point, like, you're not doing this on purpose. They are in a role where you are going to project onto them your feelings around your parents. How did you feel about your parents? What did they hold for you? Did you have a really angry father? Did you have a really, passive-aggressive mother? Like, what were the patterns that your parents held? And you're going to need to know those, because then I want you to witness and observe yourself hanging on a hook of somebody else, the patterns of your parents. And the thing with projection that Jung talks about and that Marie-Louise von Franz talks about in here is that we do this in a very vehement way. We see things in people in a bigger way than they are actually there. And we see them in people as if that person is, and they might be, but as if that person is actively trying to do you harm by embodying that projection. So the example she uses there is, if you have a tyrannical father, then you are going to look to, let's say, world leaders, teachers, whoever it is, and actively look for where there might be aspects of power and hang on the hook of power the tyranny that you experienced as a child. Because you're still working it through your system, because you're still grieving it, because you're still angry about it, and rightfully so. And we need to know and notice that our projections are ours and that they are not necessarily in that person in the way that you are seeing and attributing it.